What's up, fellow classers? It's Apollyon here, and I'm bringing you a new, latest, and greatest instructional guide on how to 3-star almost any Town Hall 9 base in Clan Wars. Get those 3 stars, get that 6-star Clan War. But don't just believe me here. I'll give you somebody else that will tell you how this attack works.
What was that you doing on those stumps over there?
Called crane technique.
Does it work?
If do right, lock and defense.
Could you teach me?
First learn stand, then learn fly.
Okay, or more to the point, someone to tell you how powerful this attack is. So we don't call it the crane. What we call it is the BoValanche. So we're going to tell you how to BoValanche today, taken from the already known, pretty widely used Avalanche type of attack. Now, a lot of people use the Avalanche when there are dead space base designs, where you have something in the middle where it's either just a clan castle or maybe just some trash buildings or something like that in the middle of the base, and everything else is on the outside, and you'll go ahead and use golems. So we've adapted this strategy, and we throw bowlers into the mix instead of just using golems and wizards. So we're going to go over about 3 attacks, show you how to do this attack. To be honest, I haven't given it too much thought, but it is very hard to build a base that's going to go ahead and defend against this type of attack, except if you use a very compact base, and in that case you could probably easily hog it at instead. So what you're going to do is you're going to use a couple of troops. You're going to use golems, you're going to use bowlers, you're going to use wall breakers, or maybe not. We'll show you a couple of examples where you don't actually have to use wall breakers. And you're going to use wizards, and then you can use some of the funneling troops like baby dragons, minions, and things like that, and cleanup troops like hogs or loons, depending on the base. Nothing's set in stone. So the basics of the BoValanche are golems. You're going to bring 4 to 5 depending on the base setup, and we'll get into that with a couple examples. We're going to use the 5 bowlers, and preferably max bowlers, but they can be any level bowlers. If you got them, then use them. And wizards, you're going to use anywhere from 8 to 12, maybe even 8 to 14, depending on how much you need to funnel and how the base is designed. And then wall breakers, either 0 of them, which we'll show you, or anywhere between 6 to 8 on more compact bases. And then you're going to use funneling troops and some cleanup troops, like I mentioned before, minions, and you're going to use the wizards for funneling as well as destroying the base. But minions, baby dragons, maybe something else in there too, depending on how it is. And then 3 jumps and 1 rage. Again, you can tweak this type of thing, but this is cookie cutter of what's been successful for us. The steps that we're going to show you is number 1, funneling. Just like anything else, it's almost like a dragon attack type of thing. You're going to funnel your kill squad by using 2 golems and get them into that core. The jobs of your kill squad, which is consisting of your royals, your barbarian king, and your archer queen. I've tried to do this attack without my barbarian king, and it didn't work out so well. So I'm going to say you need to have royals. The higher the better. You probably can do this with 10 royals on a little bit lower base. It will be more difficult to go ahead and do that on a max Town Hall 9. I think it can be done, but I haven't seen it yet. And then you want some wizards also in that kill squad. And the goal of this kill squad is to take out the archer queen and the clan castle. Now, you don't have to take out the archer queen necessarily. It's recommended, and it works better that way. But you definitely have to take out that clan castle, and you want to get that kill squad to go into as deep of the center of the base as possible. Then once that kill squad has gone in, taking care of the archer queen and clan castle, you're going to want to start your funneling, or your walk, your bowler walk. You're going to drop another golem outside of the base towards the direction you were funneling, and you're going to drop the bowlers right behind them. And the job of this golem is to tank all of the defenses for those bowlers and let them go ahead and clean out all the outer ring trash buildings as well as the first level compartment. Then you're going to go ahead and drop those CC bowlers after you drop that one golem. I think I said it already, but to drop the CC bowlers, and then you're going to walk the bowlers outside of the base or within the first compartment using the jumps or wall breakers until you get towards the end and you're clearing out the base, and then drop that final jump in there and you can push them through the core or wherever it needs to be. So let's go ahead and take a look at a couple of these attacks and see how this works. Alright, for our first example, we're going to go ahead and show the BoValanche using 5 golems, no wall breakers, 11 wizards, and the clan castle filled with our bowlers. Got 25 heroes, 3 jumps, 1 rage, and remember the steps. The first thing, we want to go ahead and use 2 golems to go funnel and get that kill squad to take care of the clan castle and the archer queen. Foghorn has decided that this is the best angle to do that, so drop in his 2 golems into this area right here to go ahead and start that funneling, trickling wizards in to go ahead and take care of these type of things, and then sending his kill squad. Let's go ahead and change that color. We'll go ahead and change the kill squad to this area right here, dropping his queen in to right here, and then his king in, and using a good old-fashioned jump because we have no wall breakers. So he's going to go ahead after that funneling is done, and he's going to place the jump right here to have them all walk in, trip that clan castle, and trigger that queen, who's going to jump the wall and take care of her. As soon as that clan castle is triggered, it's time to go ahead and start phase 2 because he's relying on that kill squad to kill the clan castle. So he can go ahead and drop a golem in right here, the 3rd golem, to start tanking, and then he can go ahead and drop his bowlers into this area right here and start funneling them down towards the 9 o'clock and then 6 o'clock area. So let's go ahead and check that portion out, and then we'll go ahead and pause it and we will come back. And be careful of those builder huts too. So he's got his golems coming in here. I placed them a little bit wrong on that the diagram, but that's fine. It's still the same funneling job. He wants to make sure all those defenses are focused on those golems, so he can do that. Drops the jump in here to reroute those golems. Drops his king and queen, which will also take the jump because there is nowhere else for them to go. Make sure you get that funneling in good. And he has archers on those builder huts there. So they're going to go ahead and trigger the clan castle right here. He's a little late on the poison, but he's already started to throw in his golem. As soon as that clan castle was tripped and they were aggro on the king and queen and the golem, he starts his second phase. Now, that might be a little quick. You just want to make sure all that clan castle is out and focus on that kill squad. You don't really want them to go ahead, and 1 minion on there would be not so good because nothing will hit air, and you'll have to drop a couple wizards on the left hand side with the second phase, but that's just fine. So he's going to drop his poison in there. The queen is going to go take care of that kill squad, so you got to make sure she gets bundled in with them. And you'll look at these golems, they're going and they're tanking for that second portion of the phase. It doesn't matter at this point what happens with this kill squad. You want them to push as far as they can into the base, but their job is done with this this portion of the attack. So as far as they can get, it's just icing on the cake. It doesn't really matter how far they go. So he's got his 1 golem tanking for these bowlers, and that's the whole trick to this rest of this attack, is getting these bowlers. They have no heals, they have just jumps and rages, so they've got to stay alive for the rest of the battle. And what he's going to do is he's looking at the rest of this base design, and let's go ahead and bring we'll go ahead and show the attack on the bottom at the 6 o'clock area. There's only 2 more defenses before it swings all the way back up with those defenses in the town hall compartment. So he's going to drop a couple of loons that he's brought, as well as a baby dragon, to take care of that wizard tower and archer tower in the 6 or 7 o'clock compartment. And then he'll use a jump by the town hall to start sending everything in towards that core, and then he can go ahead and use wizards to help also take care of some of that funneling with that last golem that will be dropped at the 5 o'clock spot. So we'll go ahead and show this. Drops the jump to help those other 2 golems start rerouting in there. Their whole job is really just to tank for these bowlers and wizards to do the damage. The king is going to go down right here, but the queen is still up. So he's got the baby dragon and loons taking care of some of these defenses. Drops that last golem and that last jump in there to, again, start tanking for those bottom defenses all the time, making sure that those bowlers are safe, and even getting a lot of value out of that baby dragon too, as well as the wizard. So all 3 of those golems take that jump into that compartment. And the only thing that's tough about this particular attack is he rages here. Now you can use the rage anytime you need to push your bowlers through and get some good DPS and get things going. He could have swagged the rage. In fact, it probably would have been better if he swagged the rage in this particular attack, because he pushes those bowlers past the golems. Golems move very slow even under rage. He throws the rage down there, and the bowlers get aggro to that rage, and then they start running into that double giant bomb between this Expo and the air defense. So here we go. They run in there, and boom, there we go. They're all taken out. But that's okay, because he's got wizards that will go ahead and take out the rest of these defenses and trash buildings, while he's got 2 full golems, and I think a couple, he might even have 3 full golems and a couple golemites there. So it's going to be really no problem for these wizards to go ahead and take care of this. Let's go ahead and fast forward it as they're going around the edge. And if you guys noticed, this attack was done, and I think it's either under 2.5 minutes or just around that 2.5 minute mark. Yeah, so just about 2.5 minutes. So it's not like the old Avalanche where you'd get down to 2 minutes and 58 seconds and be sweating, making sure that it's done. Again, one of the keys to the success is to go ahead and make sure those bowlers are well covered by the golems, force them into the path that you want to, walking around the base, and then making sure that there's always a golem in front of them, and getting that second phase, getting that third golem down with the bowlers down soon after that clan castle is triggered. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at a couple more, and then we'll be able to wrap this thing up. All right, for our second attack, it's actually the first one of the war. So the one I just showed you previously was actually the cleaned up version of it. It's the one that Foghorn likes to use the best. This was his first attempt in the war, and he kind of tweaked it a little bit. He took out all the wall breakers. He's got 16 wall breakers and 16 wizards. He found that he likes it better with 5 golems and less, almost to no wall breakers and less wizards. But this still works. And this is a common internet base. I think it's the PCB internet base. So you're going to see this quite often. Foghorn also told me he likes to come in where he looks at the portion of the base where the Expo is not going to be able to be aggroed on the queen on the entrance, to make sure he gets the most out of that. Now he sends golems in, or let's go ahead and change that. We're going to make it into white for the golems. Yeah, there we go. All right, so he likes, he's going to enter the golems right here and right here. He's going to start the funneling. The problem is one of the wizards dies because it reroutes in here. He's got wall breakers to come in here at these spots. Let's bring some wall breakers in here. He's going to wall break here and here. He will have a wall breaker fail on the wizard tower entrance, but that's fine. I think it works better if he just drops another another jump, or a first jump, instead of using all these wall breakers. That's why he tweaked his attack for the second one against the number 3. But the king is going to walk here. This attack is a little bit similar to HGHB, where it is kind of forgiving as long as you make that funneling and you've got the general method. He's going to go ahead and drop in another golem after that clan castle is taken care of, or at least triggered, and into this area, and the king is going to walk up towards that golem, and then he can drop his bowlers also down right here. He'll drop another jump in here to get the king, as far as when they bust through, another jump in here, and then he'll continue the walk towards there and then work his way down and around the base in a counterclockwise manner. So let's go ahead and take a look at this particular attack. Again, under 2.5 minutes, just the 2 minutes and 15-second mark. So it's a very quick attack, especially for a avalanche type of thing. The BoValanche is a lot quicker than that avalanche. Those bowlers take care of a lot of the base. So here is going to have a couple of wall breaker success and a couple of them fail to that wizard tower. They do bust open the walls. And at the end of this attack, I think he has 5 or 6 wall breakers left over. That's a lot of troop space that you're not using. So the funnel was not completely made, so that means that the king is walking, but the queen is going to go ahead and take out the enemy queen and the clan castle. So a lot of value out of her. Notice that the expo is not triggered or set on that queen. It's too far away, so that's exactly what we wanted. The king and golem break in with those wall breakers at the noon compartment, and now that that funnel is started to be created and it's making everything shift counterclockwise, he can set those bowlers, and there we go. He drops that 4th golem in there to tank for that outer cannon. So when these bowlers go ahead and start walking towards that 9 o'clock compartment, they're not going to be triggered by any of those defenses, as the golem is completely tanking for them. He uses the rage here after he jumps to make those golems and push them through. He really needs them to tank for this expo that's on top of the queen and king, but it is going to go, though they will go down. He loses a couple of bowlers to the spring traps, which is why you want to try to keep them on the outside of the base or in that first compartment as much as possible. But the rage is going to push them through everything here, as the defenses are pretty much all attacking those golems, and he still has 2 full golems. They're going to, I think a couple of them are just going to break into golemites, but that's still plenty of tankage for all of these bowlers and wizards coming down here. He does have a couple of them of builder huts in the corners, but he has archers that will go ahead and take care of them. So 4 wall breakers left over, a wizard technically left over. He does drop it just to speed things up. He does not need it, but it just shows you how powerful this attack is. We're going to go ahead and show just one more, just to show it, as one of our other clan members decided to try this attack out. I think it was one of the first times, and gets a 3-star with it. So let's check that one out, and then we'll be done. Alright, for our last attack, we're going to check Ant taking on their number 13, another common internet base. I will preface this by saying do not try this attack without at least trying a couple friendly challenges. Practice the attack before you get in. Get used to that pathing. Unless you've done the Avalanche many times and you're very comfortable with that type of attack, still I would recommend practicing it a little bit. And get used to, how you funnel the kill squad in there. Get used to where you should drop the golems. You want to try to connect those jumps with the kill squad golems along with the new golems that you're sending in the base. Ant decides to go ahead and duplicate Foghorn's first attack on number 11, so he brings 13 wall breakers, 4 golems, 3 jumps, and a rage. I think we're probably going to tweak this attack to that number on number 3 with the 5 golems and no wall breakers. Alright, so battery's running low. Let's go ahead and do this attack, and let's check this out. And I think it is a little bit sloppy, but that's fine. It's still, it's a work in progress. The more you use it, the better you'll be. The baby dragon is used for some really effective, cheap building destruction for those trash buildings. Very, very good value out of that. So using the minion and the baby dragon drops that first golem in there on the 9 o'clock compartment, and a couple wizards, or at least a wizard just to help funnel there. Drops the queen in there, second golem and the queen, so most of the stuff is funneled. That elixir, a gold collector is going to be taken down before they walk down into there. And I think he has a bunch of wall breaker fails. I think there's like, that's why jump is so much better. But in this type of base, if you can get the wall breakers on the entry, then you can use jump for everything else. All three golems are going to reroute in there. They're going to have an air clan castle, so I love showing this because it shows what you have to do if there is dragons or baby dragons in the clan castles. That's one of the biggest threats to this attack as far as making it successful. Bowlers are walking, most of them are walking on the outside. A couple of them are rerouting back into there, but you want to keep them into that first compartment or the outside of the base. Drops that fourth golem at the 3 o'clock compartment, and it starts walking a little bit. You've got bowlers that are, one of that bowler decides to stray away. Fortunately, the golem is tanking for it, and he does get that expo down, but as soon as he gets into the Tesla range, if the golems are not tanking for it, he'd be fried. So another jump goes down, connecting that last golem with the kill squad golems, and he's got wizards cleaning the outside along with those bowlers. So everything's going very, very nicely. King is still up, and just notice that he has 20-23, so he does not have like Foghorn's 25-25s, and it's still working very effectively. So I think all the bowlers are up still, if I'm not mistaken. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 4 of the 5 bowlers are up. And, you know, they're just taking care of everything as these golems are still tanking for that king or against that king. And you've got the queen that's shooting walls, and you've got the bowler banging on walls up there. But these tons of wizards are going to go ahead and help out as finally those golems go down, and there's one more defense left to tank. That queen does her heroic last effort ditch and kills that Tesla. I don't think it would matter too much because I think these bowlers would kill that Tesla as well. And as along with that wizard, I don't think they'd have enough, but that's fine. The wizards go flying anyway. But anyway, it's a 3-star. So I think I would focus on the first attack that you saw. You can use some wall breakers to get into those first compartments on the attacks. Use the jumps for that. Make sure that you lead the golems in front of the the bowlers, because that is where the power of this attack comes in. Just go ahead and study these attacks, and let me know if you have any kind of questions. I'm still learning the attack myself. I've watched it many times, so I understand the foundations, I understand the fundamentals, and I'm going to go ahead and practice it, and you know, I'm sure we'll see some bases come up against that. Go ahead, like, subscribe to this. Go ahead and share this with your friends, your clanmates, and you know, help them see these type of attacks get better. And if you guys haven't checked out, I'll go ahead and link PB's Powerbang's video on this particular attack, where he just features it as a spotlight. It doesn't really go into instructional on how to do the attack like this, but still really good other 2 attacks to reference and see how Foghorn does this as well. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. Hopefully you use it and you're able to get those 6-star clan wars. Practice it in your friendly challenges. Get used to the timing. That's what this is all about the timing and deployment of your troops, and when you're going to do that. So go ahead, get those 6-star clan wars and practice those 3-star attacks.